friends, welcome back to Food Prep Guide. We are back today with another mix in jars, and this one just might be my favorite. It is granola bar in a jar, and when you see what we're about to do, how we're going to be picking our mix-ins, you will notice that this is truly customizable. You can put whatever you want, within reason, inside of these jars. I'm going to show you our very favorite version, but have fun with it and customize it to your liking. Let's get started. So we will be making these in all quart jars. I'm going to prep 3 jars today. Of course, prep however many you want. So we're going to start out with 2 1/4 cup of oats per jar. This is a baked granola bar recipe. They definitely have no bake versions, but I particularly liked the baked version for this one. And they are shelf stable once baked. Probably, they've never lasted more than 2 weeks in my house. I'm not saying they've spoiled, I'm saying my children have eaten them before 2 weeks, so I can't say for sure how long they would last past 2 weeks, but definitely 2 weeks. Okay, and next we're going to be adding 3/4 cup of flour. Do they make 3/4 measuring cups? I need one of those if they do. I need to look into that. I'm not going to bother moving the funnel for this one. It's just flour. And once we get done with the flour, we're going to settle everything down so that the rest of our ingredients will fit without an issue. Okay, get that settled down. Next is going to be baking soda, and we need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. We buy our baking soda in bulk. It's just cheaper that way, and then I just store them in a little pint jar in the fridge. Okay, so that's the base recipe. So at this point, so you need your oats, you need your flour, you need your baking soda, and then at this point, you get to have fun with the mix-ins. Like I said, I'm going to show you our absolute favorite, and that is cranberry, pumpkin seed, chocolate chip. So we need 1 cup of total mix-ins. I split mine up. This is, again, like I said, customizable. You can split this up however you want. I like to split mine up with 1/2 cup being chocolate chips, and then 1/2 cup being other mix-ins. So I'm going to do 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. And then 1/2 cup of total mix-ins. Since I'm dividing it between pumpkin seeds and cranberry, dried cranberries, I'm going to divide that into 1/4 cup each. So we're going to do 1/4 cup each. Okay, we're back. Dogs had to let me know there was a delivery driver. Okay, so we're going to do 1/4 cup of dried cranberries. I do a kind of a heaping cup, so it's okay if some are kind of spilling over. Doesn't have to be super precise. I'm just going to tamp those down just a little bit, and then we're going to do 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds. Add some good protein and minerals to these. These aren't very protein heavy, as you can see. Pretty much just the pumpkin seeds. But they do go really good with this, and they add some structure to the granola bars. And that is it, y'all. So easy peasy. So these are going to last on the shelf for a very long time. When you look at each of the individual ingredients in here, they are all shelf stable. When I'm trying to figure out how long something will last and I don't really have an already established recipe to go off of, I just look at the ingredients that are in the jar, and each of these ingredients I store separately for a year or more. So I personally don't vacuum seal these because of the dried cranberries. They do have a little bit of moisture, not enough to cause mold or anything, but possibly enough moisture to cause issues if we were to put it into a vacuum sealed environment. To be honest, it's probably okay, but I'm just playing it on the safe side. I'm not going to vacuum seal these because I will definitely use these within 6 months. That's another general rule of thumb that I follow. If I'm going to use a jar within 6 months, I don't bother vacuum sealing, but you do what you would like best in your kitchen. Let's cook one of these granola bar in jars and make them into granola bars. This process is actually going to go really quick, so we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit because everything else is just going to take a few minutes. So when you go to make granola bars, you only need 3 ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat to low. And basically, we're just going to melt some butter and some other ingredients together. So we need 1 stick of butter. That's half a cup. I'm going to let that completely melt. And once it does, we'll add our other ingredients. Our butter is melted. So now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And half a cup of honey. I pretty much never measure when it comes to honey because I feel like it leaves so much behind inside the measuring cup. So I just eyeball it and it's always turned out okay. So about 1/2 cup of honey. We're going to stir that really well, and then we're going to let this mixture just kind of cook on low for about 5 minutes. You can do this without heating all these ingredients and just use softened butter. But the bars don't stick together very well when you do it that way. They get very, very crummy and crumbly. And melting the liquid ingredients together first really helps them stick together a lot better. So I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes and then we'll move on. While we're waiting for that to cook, let's go ahead and prepare our pan. I do this in an 11 by 7 pan, but you can do it in a 9 by 13. It's just going to make your bars thinner. In an 11 by 7, they're going to be a little bit thicker. So it's all about, do you want thin or thick? But just butter it up real good because the bars will stick horrendously if you don't. Our 5 minutes are up. I've taken the mixture off of the heat. So now we're just going to add in our jar that we prepped and give that a good stir. As you can see, the chocolate chips do not stay chocolate chips, and that's on purpose. It makes they're just naturally melt when they come in contact with those hot liquids, and it makes the whole granola bar chocolate. So now we just pour the whole mixture into our baking dish. Very hard to do left-handed with the way I have the camera positioned. And then flatten it down really good. The chocolate chips also, since it's all melted, when it cools, that chocolate kind of hardens a little bit, and it further helps to really stick everything together, to hold everything together, kind of like glue mixed with the honey. Okay, can you see the thickness? So if you did a 9 by 13 dish, it would be not as thick as that. Okay, so we just need to pop these in the oven and bake for about 18 minutes. It could go all the way to 20 to 22 minutes depending on how your oven cooks. Basically, what you're going to be looking for is browning along the edges of the granola bars. You do not want to overbake these. So however long it takes to get browning on the edge of the granola bars, it's going to be about 18 minutes for me. And here we are. Okay, let's talk about this while you're looking at them. First of all, notice that they rise just a little bit thanks to that baking soda. So if you go in a 9 by 13 pan, they do get a little bit thicker. And of course, a good bit thicker in 11 by 7. But I want to just barely touch this and see how kind of squishy it looks. You're going to see this and think, I didn't cook them long enough. and you're going to be tempted to put them back in the oven, but don't do that. It's very important not to over bake these. It's kind of hard to tell when it's browned on the edges, but I don't know if you can tell, like in this area in particular, it's almost a darker brown and a little bit crispier than the center. Like I said, it takes me about 18 minutes, but take them out as soon as the edges are looking nice and brown, and don't over bake them. We're going to let these cool completely before we cut into them, and I wanted to give you one more variation. I mentioned earlier on in this video, this is a very customizable recipe. The way that we do it, they're going to be sticky and chewy because that's the way my family likes them. If you want more of that crunchy granola bar, picture like a Nature Valley oat and honey bar, just a really crispy, then what you're going to do is still completely cool them before you cut them, and then at that point, I would be done because I want sticky and chewy. If you want crispy, go ahead and place them on a baking sheet one by one. So you're going to cut them, put them on a baking sheet to where they're not touching each other so the air and heat can get along all the sides, and toast them in your oven with your oven function on broiler low or broil low. And watch them very carefully because they do cook pretty quickly. It's probably going to be done in about 5 minutes, but just watch them very carefully so that they don't burn. And then take them out and again let them cool completely before you package them up in a container. And that's going to give you that harder, crispier consistency. What I'm showing you today is our favorite, which is nice and chewy. These have cooled for about 20 minutes. Here's what they look like. Here's a side view, bottom. So what I'm going to do is take out each individual one, and I kind of squish them like that, kind of flatten them. I squish the sides. You can kind of get a feel for how chewy and squishy they are. And then I lay them out on a baking sheet and continue to let them completely cool so the air can access the sides. And then they won't fall apart so easily. So you can see how this one's broken apart a little bit. But once they kind of air dry on all sides, they won't break apart quite as easily. Okay, friends, I hope that was helpful. If you have not entered the giveaway for the Mixin' Jars Volume 2 cookbook, go ahead and do that at the link in the description box below. That's all for today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.